Good afternoon and welcome to today's Live at 5. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in Brackley in the centre of the UK. Thank you so much for joining me today for our daily live crafting session. Trying to bring you something different every day. Sometimes I do a suite of things following on, and sometimes it will just be an odd stamp set or an odd set of papers, just to chop it and change it a little bit to give you something different to look at. I know obviously not everything I do will suit everybody, but I do hope if you do enjoy it that you leave me feedback and let me know in particular what things you enjoy, and then I can make sure I do more of those. Afternoon. Oh, sorry. There we go. So today we're doing some neutral cards and neutral card colours. I've just set up my phone, so hopefully I will be able to see any comments. Oh, hi Jeanette. Spot on time. I'm just going to have a cold drink. I've not long been in from exercising my lovely dog Cassie, and it was so mild we just kept going, and now I'm a bit exhausted. Anyway, she had a good run around, did find a few very muddy puddles, so I was hoping she was going to come back not quite as dirty as she did, but never mind. Hi Tracy, and hi Carol G. So this is the stamp set we're going to use. Let me just pop it up on my other screen so I can see what you're seeing. Get the light out of the way. Oh, let me turn that overhead light off. That might help. A bit less of light showing. There we go. So the stamp set we're going to use today is called Enjoy the Moment. And this is great particularly for obviously nature cards, men's cards. It's good for sympathy cards as well, not necessarily because of the sentiments, but because of the design. Works perfect with neutral cards and neutral colours. Oh, hi Carol. And will also work with some brighter colours as well. Perfect for autumn cards. This is actually in the January to June catalogue. And it's one that we got as demonstrators when we joined the last On Stage at Home, which was would have been our normal convention that gets held around the world, but obviously because of the COVID situation it was a virtual convention, so we all accessed it through the internet, and we got this set as part of the swag bag that you could order. So it's an interesting set. I like the hand-drawn graphics, quite sketchy. There's no need to colour this one in. So, oh hi Louise. So if you're not a big fan of colouring in, this could be a good set for you. I haven't used it yet. It's brand new. I've literally just put the stickers on the ones there that I think I'm going to use. I may use some more, so I might use this one with the little seeds, but I just think it's a sweet little set. It's got 5 sentiments. Good things are worth waiting for. A little note, that's always one of my favourite, as you know. Enjoy the moment. Friendship is found in simple things, and a nice block happy birthday. Which is that one there. I'll try and tilt it out of the way of the light. So a nice mix. The sizes that you see here are the exact sizes of the stamped image. Okay, some of the stamp sets have them reduced on the front because there's more stamps than they can fit on that page. And if that is the case, it says at the bottom, images sized at, and it'll say 70%, 80%, 90%. If it doesn't say that, then you know that these are the exact size. And the same goes for the catalogue as well. If you're looking through the catalogue and you're trying to work out if for example, sentiment would fit something. So for example, you had this here. you can use this on the catalogue to see whether things will actually fit, because the majority, not all, but the majority of the images in the catalogue are the full size. Okay, so just for information for you. So I've got two card bases which I picked out. So I've got a crumb cake and early espresso. I've got a mixture of things really, only because I haven't designed this card yet. So I've got some spare pieces of white Whisper White card, which will either go on the front as layers or they will go on the inside. I also thought that this would be a nice layer just on its own. I might switch out the espresso, but I do have our Regals designer papers. So our Regals set, which consists of inks and papers and refills when they're available. There's 10 colours in here, and you get 4 of each colour in 2 different designs. So I did think, for example, I could take one of these, like this one here, like a fabric. It's also got the dots on, and layer that onto there with a stamped front. Sorry, Carol, but I'm covering up early espresso. So I think I'm going to start with that actually, and then move on to this one here. So I might just do that and add a sentiment on top, just as for the first effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this to size first and then stamp over it. So I hope everybody's well. I was thinking this afternoon how nice it is that it's just getting that little bit lighter every day. 2 minutes a day it gets lighter, so we're very happy about that. So I'm cutting this 14.35 by 10. So let me just let Cassie out. She wants to go and see Will, my son, who's just come home. There we go. She was sat underneath my desk, but there might be something more exciting on offer. So the colours I picked out from my neutral selection, I've got Merry Merlot, Mossy Meadow, Early Espresso and Crumb Cake. So I have completely undecided what I'm going to use, other than for my first one I'm going to use Early Espresso. Let me move these. I'm trying to keep the high things on the left where the shadow might fall, so and keep out of that reflection as well. So let's give this a go. So I'm thinking I've got a sorted block, so I've got a long thin one for this one here, like so. I think it will just, yes, it will just fit on. The image is the rub is quite close on the side, but the image will fit on. I've got Enjoy the Moment and Friendship is Found in Simple Things. Those are the two that I picked up for today. So we've got some sycamore seeds here, and let's move that one to a smaller one and say I should know what these are. They're almost like, I want to say they're almost like horse chestnuts, are they? Conkers in their shells. It could be sweet chestnuts as well, but equally they could be something from another country. So that is the thing with Stampin' Up! As a global company rather. They do obviously use nature and images from all over the world. So I think maybe just for this one I'm just going to stamp these in the background. Now I haven't stamped these yet, and I might need to switch. Oh no, I think that will be alright. So I've cut my layer ready. So this is It might actually be Sahara sand. And I'm just going to stamp around. And I think I'm going to rotate them rather than have them all in one direction. So let's just do that. Let's add in one of the larger ones. So absolutely you can swap and change your colours here. Let's just stamp that one off because I haven't inked these up. Just want to get rid of any excess on the top there. Go. This would make a lovely one sheet wonder in natural colours, wouldn't it? I might do that tomorrow because I haven't done a stamped one sheet wonder for quite a while. So I like this one with the little seeds inside, like so, and so. Now I've got this little sycamore helicopter here, which I'm going to pop in there. Used to play with these when I was younger. We did a lot of, we had a really big park near us. We were really lucky, and there were lots of sycamore trees, horse chestnuts, oak trees and the like. And of course you can sort of throw those in the air and they spin down to the ground. So that was really easy, really effective without really thinking about it, because I'm thinking and talking at the same time. I was just going to say something then. Oh yes, the other thing we used to do is collect acorns and make little acorn furniture. Did anybody else do that? So we put pins in the little acorns to make like chairs and tables. So if you did that too, do let me know. I might be showing my age possibly. Okay, so I'm thinking of that as the background, and I don't want to use this because this is going to cover too much of it up. So I'm going to, I think I could stamp the longer one and trim this down with a border around it. But that's just so effective, isn't it? And it's one of those line art designs that, as I say, is really easy to work with, and more importantly, it doesn't need colouring in. So yesterday we were stopped short. Oh bless you, Carol. Oh, I'm sure they had oak trees and things in the city, didn't they? Okay. Yes, we've been stopped short a few times from Facebook, so I've got my fingers crossed. It does try to reconnect, but it doesn't always reconnect. Okay, that wasn't particularly good on that bit, was it? So, don't think it's going to stand out on that. Let me grab another piece. So, yeah, this is Sahara sand, not a crumb cake. Never mind. But the little packs of our matching papers are good because you get 40 sheets in a pack. So what I'm going to do is cut this one to 10, ready for another card base. Okay, and then I'll keep that in the pack ready. And I'll try not to mess it up this time. So I can still use that side of things. So let me give this another go. I could use my other Early Espresso ink. But I'm just going to go for it. So next week is the start of my great card giveaway, I've decided. I do give a lot of my made cards away to local care homes and charities and neighbours that can't get out, but I still have plenty left. So what I'm going to do is pop them a selection of cards into boxes ready to post, and all you've got to do is nominate someone to receive a box of cards. Okay, so ideally somebody who can't get out, I mean it doesn't have to be, but you know, somebody who can't get out or anything, and would like, that you think would enjoy receiving a box of handmade cards. So that starts next week, and I'm going to do a box a day, and it'll be an A5 box filled with cards, and it will just be potluck. There'll be a mixture in there. Oh yes, I can do some for Sobel House, of course, Louise. I will do that separately. Thank you for that. It's always nice to get new places. So I'm thinking that's a little bit wide, so I'm just going to do enjoy the moment in here. Now this would be nice if I heat embossed it, wouldn't it, in gold. I think neutrals and gold always look nice. Okay, there we go. Enjoy the moment. Alright, so I'm just going to layer that up on a piece of neutrals, probably early espresso. Let's just see what comes to hand. Let's grab, see what else I've got. That might be quite nice to introduce that. Or I could keep it with that. Let's have a look, see what you think. Just going to take a little sip of my drink. Okay. What do you think? All early espresso? Or shall I introduce a little bit of Cajun craze even? Okay, while you're deciding, I'm just going to trim this down. I still haven't found my box of bling, ladies. Cajun craze. Oh, got one for each. That's no good. Okay, next person has the deciding factor. So I've got 1 and 1. Carol says red. Okay, so Cajun craze it is. Let me just see. I just want to narrow this down a little bit. Sorry if it's slightly out of your sight. Only because I don't want to cover up too much of my lovely background that I've done. So I do like to, if I'm doing it this way, I do like to do the cutting after I've done the stamping. So I'm just going to measure that and then add 1/2 centimetre. So I've got a small border. So that is 4.9 by 10.9. So 4.9, let's do 5.3. Oh, did I say 4.9? Oh yeah, 5.3. By 11.3. I only want a narrow border because I haven't got any occasion craze anywhere else. Okay. That's okay. Question mark's fine. In the meantime, my screen had disappeared, so there we go. Perfect. So let's line this one in here, like so. I could put a piece of this, that piece I cut off, on the inside. That would be quite a nice touch, rather than white, as there's no other white on the sheet. So I think that's what I will do. So check my card is the right way around. And if you're on my mailing list, you'll have seen my new program that's just come out called Sweet Success. And that's to help you make the most of your stamps and dies. So I hope you enjoy it. It's not on a monthly basis. It will probably be one per quarter. It just depends on the demand. And it will be a selected suite of products. So the current one, our first one, is the Well Dressed, which is the suit and ties suite. And it just so happens that I was able to present that product to the demonstrator base. I was invited to present it myself. So I have lots of samples, but the idea is lots of samples, and then we'll go through in detail how you use each of the items. So all you have to do is buy the suite itself at the standard price, and then you will get all the added benefits for free. So if you're on my email list, you will see that. Okay, so this one is going to go inside. Just think that's rather nice. So the question is, shall I put that in the centre or shall I put it at the side? Okay. So that's going to be my inside space to write on. Oh, yes, you've ordered it, Carol, haven't you? Yes, it will come. They're all beginning to move, I have to say. Side. Like that. Or that side. That one, I think. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. There we go. So a nice easy card. You could do this with any almost any set of stamps really that have got images. Oh, a helicopter, yes, that's a good idea. I like that idea. Yes, you could do with this with any stamped image, you know, bright or whatever. Just choose a colour theme, stick to 2 colours, and then or as this is obviously the neutrals. I could also add twine, baker's twine, a little bow. There's all sorts of things that you could do. Oh, I'll tell you what I have got is a leaf that I could put in there from one of our kits from the last catalogue. And should we put, I'll put this one up here and there. Up there. It's going to go. Thank you for that idea, Louise. Although I did a double take when you said a helicopter. So I'm just going to let this go off the edge because it's going to go onto the early espresso, and I might do the same at the bottom left hand side, like so. So that will just frame whatever you've got on the inside, and of course that has to go on the envelope as well. just hiding. So let's add that to the envelope. There we go. Enjoy the moment. Where's it gone? Here. So open the top so I know it's the right way around to start with. Put one there, I think. So this would be great with any tree images, any leaf images, even, you know, characters and things like that, especially where you don't need to colour them in. So this quick stamping and simple stamping is perfect where it's coloured in for you. Let's put one on the back, shall we? Just because we can. There we go. There we are. Okay, so that's card number 1. And I know it is 5:30, but I'm just going to push on and do another variation while I'm here. So there is one. Very apt, I think, for the time being, isn't it? So for this one, I want to use this lovely frame, and just wondering whether to do that with the sentiment as well, but just wipe off the bottom of the stamp, or just not use that bottom bit of the stamp. So I hope you can see that on its place. It looks really close to me, but when I look on the screen it looks a long way away. But I think if you're watching on a phone and stuff, it's hopefully it's, you know, a reasonable size for you to see. If you feel that I'm too close or too far away, I can't adjust it in the middle because I don't have an adjustable stand. But if you think it would be better if I was closer down or further away, just let me know and I'll accommodate that. So I'm going to ink up the top of my stamp here. And I'm just taking it a little way down the catalogue, down the stamp. The frames, this one is from the Ornate Frames set, Carol, in the annual catalogue. That was the very first class in a box I did, the Ornate Frames. And there's a whole series of these. This is another one. Is this another one? I'll have a look. I've got a whole packet of them ready. So I've only inked up to a certain point. Oh, jolly good. Thank you, Louise. And because I find it easier to hold blocks this way with both hands rather than this way or like this, which is really uneven for my little hands, I always turn my die cut to the side so that you're looking at it like that. Actually, I could do it to the right hand side. Let's have a look. I've got a few of these frames ready. It's always dangerous making a change, isn't it, at the last minute. There we go. How sweet is that? And for this one I'm going to use Friendship is Found in Simple Things, which is a perfect sentiment again for the times that we find ourselves in. So apart from doing one for Sobel House, be thinking as who you could nominate for me to send a box of cards to, and I'll be drawing one each day next week, Monday to Friday. I really do need to ink this up. Let's find one edge. There we go. So here we are, Thursday already, folks. Where did that go? Now, I did have another idea for a for a die cut for this. So let me see if I get it straight. Oh, there we go. That'll do nicely. If not, I have this die cut, which that would have fitted nicely on, I think, that way as well. But there we go. I think that is really cute. Tempted to colour it in a little bit. What do you think? It's sort of going against my grain of doing a monochrome one, but I will only colour it in crumb cake or something. Just looking for my card base, see what I'm going to do behind it. So I could either stamp the back or use some more of these layers, and because I've got early espresso there, I could use this one here. So this has got a wood grain effect. What do you think? I think that would work, wouldn't it? On the back it's got writing. Oh, that would also work because of the white. Oh dear. I've made it self-difficult, haven't I? So Jeanette says as is, and do we think this side or the wood grain? I like both. I like either. Oh, so difficult. A bit of gold bling would be nice on this as well. If you do put that on, make sure it's the right way up though. The writing side. Yes, I think it sort of brings out this white, doesn't it? Good, writing. Everybody thinks writing. Thank you, girls. Your stars. So I'm just going to do this standard size 10 by 14.35. And just an update for those of you that are waiting on my class in a box. I'm afraid my boxes still haven't arrived. I'm really sorry, but quite a few people are receiving their boxes now from Stampin' Up through UPS, so I'm always hopeful. So we won't have a class this weekend.